Alright, so Emily steals the key to Wilden's apartment, and because she stole it, her mom ends up getting suspended from her job when everyone else realizes that the key is missing. A car goes through their living room and almost hits Emily's mom. Aria's brother, Mike, he's under suspicion for messing up Connor's car, but those charges are dropped once Ezra stepped in and he got involved with the situation. Caleb and Toby are working together to figure things out. They confront Nigel, who works at an airfield where the plane that was at the lodge and with the fire, and y'all remember all that stuff. He lied about the plane and its whereabouts, and when they asked him about the blonde girl, he mentioned that her name was Cece. You find out that Cece would actually visit Mona when she was in Radley, and people want Hannah's mom to plead self-defense. And she's saying, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to say I did something that I didn't do. Emily and her mom have moved out of their house, obviously, because it was messed up by the car that jumped the curb into the living room. Ezra notices that history is repeating itself, and he asks Emily if everything is okay. Weldon falsely documented Toby's mom's death. Spencer is the one who found the original documentation. Hannah wants to take the fall for her mom, and y'all know how I feel about that. I was just all types of, you are stupid. Anyways, Mona, she helps Hannah to develop her whole entire story about how she killed Wilden, but then at the end of the episode, the big shock, Mona confesses to killing Wilden. Hannah's mom's bail was put up by Pastor Ted, even though Hannah thought for a very good minute that her dad was the one who did it. Ezra wants to fight for custody of Malcolm because Maggie is going to move away and he wants Malcolm to stay, but the only way he can even fight this is to prove paternity, which he does. Jenna, she is pretty much now blind all over again. The surgery has a low success rate. Emily, she sees a recruiter that Paige recommended so she could get back into swimming again. But the thing is, Paige forgot to mention to him that Emily has an injury, and she gets really upset with Paige. The girls want to get info on what Shauna knows about everything that's going on, and then Jenna, she ends up getting attacked. She gets attacked and she has to go to the hospital, and the girls ask Shauna, who is Jenna afraid of? And Shauna says, Cece. Emily has moved into Allison's old house, and Caleb has found an address that could be connected to Cece, and Aria does go there and talks to somebody about her, and she finds out that Cece doesn't like the four girls, especially, I guess, with their connection with Allison. Ezra finds out he is not Malcolm's father. Mona is now in Radley, and Ren is acting all types of odd. He really is. Miss Hastings, she threatens Mona, pretty much, and then Miss De Laurentiis, she went to go see Dr. Palmer only one time because it had to do with something involving Allison and Cece, and he said that their friendship is a toxic friendship. So Lieutenant Tanner, she comes to school and talks to the girl. She tells Emily that they haven't found the person who drove the car through her living room, but they found the muddy shoe, or a muddy shoe, that we all kind of pretty much know was Hannah's mom's, in the wreckage. Hannah gets a note and a bunch of $100 bills in her locker, and it says, maybe this can help your mother, and it's from a guy named Travis who witnessed, well, he didn't necessarily witness Wilden's death. He just remember seeing Hannah's mom drive away, and he remembers hearing a gunshot, and there was a blonde girl that was running away from the scene. A sends Toby a picture of a car that turns out to be Dr. Palmer's old car and an address to go get it, or not go get it, but go see it so that he can find information on his mom, hopefully in there. Let's see here. Allie, okay, Emily has a flashback, and Allie mentions how she would help her friends break up from like past relationships, and how one time she tried to do that, and the guy pulled a gun on her, and you kind of get like a little clue that remember the picture of Wilden, Cece, and Allie? He has his arm around Cece, so think about it. Did Allison try to split them up and Wilden pulled a gun on her? Possibly. Cece, she's now in this episode, and She's on the phone with someone, and then you see her again at the end of the episode listening at Ezra's door to kind of overhear Arya and Ezra talking. And Travis does go to the police. He talks to Lieutenant Tanner and tells everything he pretty much knows.